to Wisconsin Weather Experts right here on Fox Local. We have a lot to talk about today because it officially is the first day of the Wisconsin State Fair. Summer's not over yet, and of course with the fair heading into this time of year, we have still a long way to go to get out and enjoy. And someone who probably has been enjoying the fair a little bit this morning is we have Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell out there joining me, and he's got a big smile on. I said, Rob, you look like GQ earlier this morning with your shades.
Yeah, well, I need them more so now than I did earlier. The hazy sunshine has really started to take over. We're up here on top of Slim McGinn's. He's got an open kind of rooftop patio here, deck if you want to call it that, and just beautiful hazy blue sunshine. And of course, Lisa's going to dig into some of the significant smoke that we have in the air with the wildfires that are continuing to burn off to our north and northwest. Now, we're live here as we have been all morning long for, of course, Fox 6 Wake Up News and Real Milwaukee. And I've been drinking a lot of this, and I advise you to do the same. Even though the air temperatures are going to be much, much lower and the dew points are going to be much, much lower, there are still issues with being outside in the direct sun. You need to protect your skin. The air temperature and sunburn, that doesn't go together, right? It's just the exposure to the sun. You can get a sunburn in the winter, so just because the temperatures are lower doesn't mean skip the sunscreen. And you're going to be out here. You're going to be walking around. You're probably going to be having a few adult beverages. Mix in a little water, too, even though we don't have the same issue. The air quality is going to be an issue, and we'll get to the latest. There's been some updates on that Lisa will have. But we also have to work in a few of these, Lisa. We got to get at least one cream puff as you get down here to the State Fair. This is the new 3-pack packaging. And it actually stacks, so they have, if you get like a 6-pack, it's just stacked up like that, so it's more of a vertical stacking situation, a little easier to carry around the fair. And I got to say, these came to us on Wake Up, and I'm going to show you how well this packaging works.
How many
if you
did
keep
you
it
eat,
closed,
Rob? Did you eat all 3?
None.
Oh, no.
They've been here. They're still here. And look, they're still puffy.
Wow.
They're still cream puffy. They've been around in the shade, mind you, but in their container, I'll close it back up, for a while now. So these new containers are pretty impressive at maintaining, that coolness to keep the cream whipped, if you will. Now, Lisa, there's a lot of weather-related stuff down here. Obviously, a huge agriculture component. All those farm kids know the weather almost as well as we meteorologists do because they live it, breathe it, and, of course, they make their lives out of it. And there's also things like the WE Energy Park that you can go learn about some of the ecosystems and things like that. There's also things you can look at in the Products Pavilion, the Wisconsin Products area, and it's always a weather connection down here. So it's nice to be able to be live with the Wisconsin Weather Experts today from State Fair, the 174th edition of State Fair, Lisa.
Wow. And, Rob, I know you haven't been to all 174. You're still very young, but, you're celebrating a big one out there. I see a lot of the flags blowing behind you. And, earlier today on Wake Up, you may have not known, but you had the supermodel hair blowing in the wind a little bit. Does it feel comfortable, at least temperature-wise?
Yep. So I'm in the direct sun right now, and I'm going to move to the shade as soon as we wrap this up. The direct sun on this rooftop, it's a metal rooftop, is actually pretty warm. It's pretty toasty here. When you're down in the shade or even in the shade on the rooftop here, a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, air temperatures take it in the shade. And the breeze has actually eased a little bit from this morning, but it is a comfortable, finally dry breeze because when we had the wind the last few days, it was like coming out of a furnace because it was still hot and humid. So it's a beautiful day to come down here right after you finish watching the show.
Well, perfect. Well, Rob, keep thinking of food because we know that's why people go to the State Fair. We're going to have a lot more on food coming up, and I want to know what your favorite thing is you get every year at the fair, and what have you tried so far this year? Because I know you guys had a smorgasbord on Wake Up, so I think we're all looking forward for you to talk about it.
All right, great. We'll chat a bit later.
Perfect. All right, well, let's take a look at our regional weather because Rob has been mentioning the air quality. That is going to be the big change and issue that we're continuing to watch. I think last time we saw the air quality this bad was about 2 years ago during Summerfest. I remember we couldn't even see the lake, and we still can't see the lake very well right now. The air quality is the worst currently along our lakeshore communities. That's also where the visibility is the worst. And we're not the only only state under air quality alerts. Notice this is stretching across the Great Lakes region, the entire state of Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and now just added to that is Iowa and northern portions of Illinois. So unfortunately, the Canadian wildfire smoke has really surged down to the surface and has become quite thick. Because of that, then you are able to breathe in those particles into your body, which is what makes it so hazardous. The update that we're continuing to track is right here in southeast Wisconsin. The air quality alert was expected to expire at noon today, but because that thicker plume is continuing to move in, that smoke is lingering, and we have now extended this to Friday at noon. And this isn't just going to impact those who have respiratory issues or heart-related illnesses. This will impact everyone. Now, of course, they are allowing people to know that and want you to know that if you are someone who suffers from asthma, someone who does have heart-related illnesses, those are going to be the people that really need to pay attention, can easily maybe need to seek medical attention. And even if you're someone who doesn't have any of those issues, it is going to be dangerous to even walk outside in this for a period of time. So the best thing you can do is, if you have to go out, wear an N95 mask, monitor your body. If you start to feel off, and sometimes you may not even feel these symptoms until hours later after being outside, which is why we should limit our exposure outside and get inside. But again, if you start to feel off, get indoors. You may need to seek medical attention, which is why we're pushing this so heavy today, because we really don't want people to be unsafe in this. You might just think, well, it looks a little hazy out there, it's fine, but this truly is impactful. It is breathing smoke into your lungs and you can't get it out. We're taking a look at that surface smoke because notice the green-yellow color here. That is the thickest of this near the surface, continuing to move into southern portions of Wisconsin as we speak. But we are looking to have a little pocket of hope here of thinner smoke that is moving into the UP and over northern portions of Lake Michigan. That will eventually arrive, and when it does, notice the colors drop to this yellow here. That's going to mean air quality is moderate and a big improvement compared to what we're watching statewide right now. We have unhealthy air quality for everyone across the state of Wisconsin, and that's one of the reasons why that air quality alert has been extended into Friday. So it's not looking to be great to get outside through the day today. We are expecting to see some of that thinner smoke move in as we head into tonight and Friday. So we still could have some areas of poor air heading into Friday, but we are looking to at least see some better air, an improvement in our air quality as we head late Friday and into the weekend. Satellite and radar, they're showing that other than the smoke, we really barely have any clouds out there right now. High pressure is in control, making it a great way to wrap up the week and head into the weekend. In fact, a big portion of the upcoming days looks to remain dry. The activity is going to be off to our south, and especially heading into portions of Indianapolis and eastward, where that low pressure is dragging showers and thunderstorms. We'll talk about some of those impacts there coming up. But with the high in place, notice what it's giving us a relief from. The high dew points. We're actually seeing drier and more comfortable air moving into the region. Dew point at 48 in Marquette, 40 in Duluth, and we're still on that slight sticky side in Milwaukee at 62, but we are going to continue to see our dew points drop today, looking to be more comfortable to pleasant through the end of the week and even into the weekend. It's late Sunday into Monday that we will start to watch those dew points rise again. So yes, even though we're looking to have a nice stretch of comfortable air, we are going to have the sticky air return as we head into next week. You might be thinking, well, with some of the nicer weather and once we get to the weekend when the smoke moves out, can we go swimming? The potential is there. Yes, Saturday, Sunday look a lot better. Today and tomorrow, probably not going to want to go. We've already had some white caps that we're seeing on our camera in Kenosha. All of our lakeshore areas are under a high swim risk for today, and this is even going to extend all the way north to Door County. We are tracking this at least through tonight, but again, Friday's still going to be problematic as northeasterly winds will continue to drive in choppy waters, creating high waves and dangerous currents. So you don't want to go outside today because of the poor air quality and the dangerous water conditions, but that looks to be the same case tomorrow. This weekend looks to be a lot better for that. Across the state of Wisconsin, though, we're tracking temperatures in the low, mid, and upper 70s for today. It is looking to be below average, though. Average is in the low 80s, and we are going to be a little bit more refreshing today and tomorrow before we'll gradually start to see temperatures closer to average in the low 80s by the weekend and next week. When we do see some of the warmth return next week, that will be with an approaching system. So right now, Tuesday looks to be the next chance of seeing some showers, maybe some thunderstorms, but we are looking to at least have that decent stretch ahead of more comfortable weather and drier weather too, at least for here along the Great Lakes region. Notice where the heat maintains to be in the 90s and triple digits. That is south of this frontal system, heading into portions of Kentucky, Tennessee, down to the Gulf Coast, where we're expected to even have triple digits stretching into areas like Dallas, and that's where all the heat headlines are remaining. Now, the system that's bringing rain away from us but bringing it to the East Coast, that's going to be a problem because we're looking to have training areas of showers and thunderstorms, meaning repeating this, going over the same area. That's going to create a moderate risk from New York all the way down to D.C., where we could be dealing with flooding and flash flooding being a problem there. So we are watching this as it's heading towards the East Coast. Unfortunately, not going to be the best pattern of weather wrapping up the week there. Back here at home, though, Rob's out there at State Fair. We're going to get him back on in just a little bit. But State Fair opening day, typically hot, humid, uncomfortable. It's a little different this year. It's more comfortable. We are looking to stay dry. And last year, we had temperatures in the 80s with some rain and storms. Rob was covering some severe weather. But this year, we're in the 70s. And in fact, we're looking to be the coolest that we've seen in the past 5 years. Last time we had the 70s for highs for opening day was back in 2022. So things are shaping up to be good for opening day as well as the opening weekend. If you're wanting to go to State Fair, here's the hours. We are tracking Sunday to Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to midnight. So we are heading into the week where we're expected to have some of those longer periods of time where you can get out, get some late dinner, maybe go to some shows, listen to some music. I know Midland's on tonight, and I've seen them live. They are fantastic. But again, it's all about the weather. Air quality, not great today. It will gradually get better later on tonight into tomorrow. Friday and Saturday right now, both looking to be better days to go to the fair. We will be a little warmer over the weekend, but overall, still looking to have a nice, dry, and not as humid forecast ahead. So that's going to bring us to our State Fair trivia on cream puffs. How many cream puffs are made each year at the State Fair? You can think about the answer to this, and we're going to give you the answer coming up in a little bit. Again, you can either guess 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, or 500,000 cream puffs. Again, we're going to give you the answer coming up. Welcome back to Wisconsin Weather Experts. We've been talking a lot about this hot and humid stretch that we've had here even locally, but relief has come to Wisconsin. Now, the relief is not, unfortunately, here for everyone across the United States. We still have millions of people under the high heat conditions and sweltering triple-digit temperatures. We do have Fox Weather's Kate Byrne that's going to have more on when relief is on the way for other portions of the country.
It's the final day of a heat wave that's shattered records up and down the East Coast, but it's not going away quietly.
The best way to explain it is like being a human water ice, and you're just melting away.
Real field temperatures passed 100 degrees in parts of the South on Wednesday, while in New York City and Philadelphia, the mercury hit 90 for the third time this week. Forecasters say the Northeast will finally get a burst of cool air Thursday when storms roll through the region.
The combination of the heat and the humidity kind of makes for a miserable experience.
More than 150 million Americans have been under heat alerts since Monday. Emergency rooms across the region have been reporting an uptick in heat-related illnesses, especially for people who work outdoors.
If you're outside and you start feeling like you are drenched in sweat, you start getting nauseous, you feel like your pulse is racing, that's a major warning sign. You need to get out of the heat right away.
The high temperatures also triggered thousands of flight delays this week. Experts say in some cases, planes must reduce their weight to safely depart in warm weather, which may mean fewer bags or passengers on board.
The heat reduces the density of the air. The density of the air is important for lift and the engine thrust. So that means that it would usually take longer to take off on a hotter day than it would on a colder day.
While the Northeast could soon get relief, forecasters say another heat dome could form over the South this weekend. In Philadelphia, Katie Byrne, Fox Weather.
Well, certainly something we don't have to deal with, but people are hitting the beaches. We're going to take a look at Rehoboth Beach, where earlier this week we had the beach almost completely full. Now, it's a gorgeous beach if you haven't gone. I've been there myself. A lot of people, yes, are using Mother Nature to cool off as they're hitting the water on the ocean. However, back here at home, if you're maybe wanting to hit the lake, we have a different risk. Again, today and possibly heading into Friday as well, we are looking at having a high swim risk for all of our beaches along the lakeshore. Northeasterly winds are going to cause high waves, 3 to 5 feet, and dangerous to life-threatening rip currents. So you do not want to be swimming. You can sit on the beach if you want, but you definitely do not want to be getting in the waters to swim for Thursday and Friday. We will talk about some of the better weather ahead for swimming at the lake. That would include the weekend, and the weekend, maybe if you don't want to hit the beach, you might want to hit the state fair. Coming up, we're going to have a lot more in that forecast, as well as the answer to our cream puff trivia. Until then, we're taking a live look outside where that wildfire smoke still persists, quite thick, I may add. Again, stay tuned. We're going to give you that answer coming up. Well, welcome back to Wisconsin Weather Experts. Now, at the start of the show, because it is the opening of the state fair, we asked you a question. Approximately how many cream puffs do they make at the state fair each year? Now, your options are A, 200,000, B, 300,000, C, 400,000, and D, 500,000. Hopefully you got that answer, because that's a lot of cream puffs. The answer is they make about 400,000 a year, and they have a lot of volunteers, great kids who are help making them. Of course, they're in a very chilly room making those cream puffs, but it is a staple at the fair in Wisconsin. Now, if you have any questions, whether it's about the wildfire smoke, maybe it's about the state fair, anything, you can scan that QR code right there at the bottom of your screen. You can submit your question, and we will be able to answer it for you. We're going to continue on another little story about something you might not expect.
No. Throwing the shoe at him. Get the shoe and eat it. Run off with her shoe.
Yes, that is a woman throwing her shoe at the gator, probably trying to scare him off, and the joke's on her. Because what did he do? He ran with it, and he took it straight into the pond. So maybe one of the lessons here is don't throw your shoes at the gators. But I will say, where you can get alligator and eat it, it's at the state fair. Yes, I have seen it. No, I have not had it. We'll have to ask Rob shortly if he has had, because it is there. We also are going to break down some of the state fair staples that you can check out for the Sporkies and Drinkies for the winners that announce. Judges gathered yesterday to choose the winners of the Sporkies and Drinkies contest. They sampled 8 finalists for the Sporkies and 4 finalists for the Drinkies. Coming in first place for the Drinkies is the Purple Rain Refresher at the Rock and Roll Beer Garden. It's a mix of grape juice, tart lemonade, grapefruit soda, edible glitter, which I know Rob's been talking about all morning, how much he loves it, maybe not, and Pop Rocks. It sounds pretty good there and refreshing. As for the Sporkies, the third place went to the Mexican street corn pizza from Charlie's Pizza. Looks great there. Spicy mayo, cheese, sweet corn topped with a lime. Second place is awarded to the Worst Bar for their brat ragoons. I know we are having some people who want to try that here. Wonton wrappers with bratwurst, cream cheese, deep fried, all the goods with sweet and sour sauce. And coming in first place, now Rob has had this, and I want to know his take because it looks delicious, is the Ube Banana French Toast at Lumpia City. It is made with caramelized bananas, syrup-soaked French toast, and rich purple ube butter. And they were talking about how it's some sort of purple potato, which I have had this in a different form, but not this way. So we are going to get Rob back on because he has been trying a lot of the festive foods this morning. Rob, I want to know 2 things. What did you think of the Sporky winner? What are you looking forward to getting this year? And what was the best thing you had this morning?
I think the Sporky winner, for one thing, yeah, absolutely very good. I'm not in any way shocked that they were the number 1. It tasted amazing. It was a nice blend of, sweet but not like over the top, and it had that crispy coating. So that was, Olympia City absolutely crushed it. Everything we tried today was really, really good. A lot of the drinkies, really good. Pretty sugary drinkies, though, so if you're on a diety, don't try a drinky. But, yeah, you know what's great is you come down here with, like, a friend or 2 or 3 of you, and then you go around and just get, like, a little bit of everything and share. That way you can try a bunch of stuff. And you got to get the standards, too. I mean, I put them over there. Don't want to forget my cream puffs. And then you got to get got to go over to the milk house. I like to get the little milk, try the new flavors that they got over there. And to be honest with you, Lisa, my favorite is actually about as healthy as you're going to get at a state fair. It's a tie between the corn on the cob and the baked potato. Go over to the Wisconsin products area. The baked potato, you get it fully loaded, makes it a little less healthy. really good. And it fills you up, too.
I knew you were going to pick one of the vegetables, Rob, because for those who don't know, Rob is like the healthiest eater here at the station. I actually felt like you today, Rob.
I try.
No, he is. I had my hummus. I had my vegetables today with my hummus, and I'm
good.
I'm replacing Rob's health at the station. There's so much great food out there. The pickle pizza is my favorite. But really, like you said, Rob, going with a group of friends, the best thing to do so you can kind of split it up and not get that full stomach load.
Yeah.
But Rob, you made a good point earlier that, calories don't count. You're going to walk it off anyways, right?
Well, you're going to do a lot of walking, so you probably can tolerate a few more calories. And, hey, you got to experience life, too. So if you like pizza, though, Lisa, maybe you should try the street corn pizza. That was one of the Sporky's finalists, too.
I know. Well, and the weather looks to be great for this, Rob, because the one thing I'm not a fan of is eating hot food when it's really hot out. But we're looking to have a literally picture-perfect temperature for the upcoming days and low dew points. We know that is something that is very important. It just looks to be overall comfortable. But as you mentioned, staying hydrated with water will be key if you're going to be heading out for the upcoming days.
You still got to do it because you are still out. You're walking a lot more. You're still in the sun. So you still got to drink some water. And like I said earlier, definitely protect your skin. I know, Lisa, you are always on about this as well, and it's a very important message. Just because it's cooler and not so sticky, still got to keep your skin protected.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show with us today, Rob. Live from the Wisconsin State Fair. He's been talking about the great food. Again, if you don't want to go out today because of the poor air quality, there's many more beautiful days to come this weekend. We're going to have a lot more, so stay tuned tomorrow for Wisconsin weather experts at Fox Local right here at noon.